Hi, my name is Omar Qureshi and I love love stories. And there are love stories and there are love stories and then there's Ram Leela. And I'm sitting with Deepika Padukone and Ranveer Singh and we're going to discuss love stories.
कितना by heart किया है यार?
By heart कुछ नहीं करता.
Take two.
Everything is natural.
Take two, come on.
Tell me about the real life chemistry and the love story.
I think we should discuss your love life.
Great idea.
Ranveer, you're known as this guy with this great sense of humor.
You have a great sense of humor.
Your character is very edgy.
Feisty. Spunky. Tikhi. Namkeen.
You share the best on-screen kiss ever in Bollywood cinema.
For sure.
You know, like you're one heroine who's made like, your movies have made 400 crores in a year. And expectations must be high, or 500 crores.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, 500 crores, yeah.
Isn't it? Hey, what was that? Huh? Give me that last one.
What are the ingredients for love?
Love is not a dish, it's a feeling.
Tell me about this love story, Ram Leela.
See, just ignored me. Take two, Omar. That was not good enough.
Okay.
Go again.
I can take it later. Come on, come on.
There are love stories and there are love stories and then there's Ram Leela.
I love it.
Tell me about this love story.
Don't throw him off track. Answer the question.
No, but it's true. There are love stories and there are love stories and then there's Ram.
Yeah, Ram Leela.
Ram Leela is an epic, massy, dramatic, romantic, passionate, violent, grand, magnificent. Somebody stop me.
Puri kahani bata
Love story.
That's the entire story.
No, it's just adjectives. Come on.
Now tell me about the real life chemistry and the love story.
You're on question true too, Omar. I mean, at least...
You get a drift of how this interview is going to be, not the rest of it.
At question number 2, do you have to go into the one zone that I don't want to go into? I'm fed up.
The season of love, we're going to talk about love. What do you have to say?
I think we should discuss your love life. That we've never discussed it before.
Great idea.
Okay. Next question. Guys, your on-screen chemistry is really sizzling and everyone's talking about it.
So is yours.
Yeah. On-screen? What did you have for dinner?
The same thing that you had, baby.
What did it take Sanjay Leela Bhansali to bring it out?
I think, I think the chemistry really is something that it happens. I don't think you can create it. I don't think there's any formula to it. I think we're very fortunate that we have it. We know of many love stories where the on-screen pairing has not really worked and then the story falls flat. And it's very imperative in a love story that the on-screen, the audience wants to see the two people come together. So I'm glad we do because it's Ram Leela. Like you said, there's a love story and there are love stories and then there is Ram Leela. So it is really about Ram and Leela. And he said in an interview earlier today where when you watch the film, you really want to see, every time we're not on screen, you really want to see these two people back and you want to see them. And I think that's great. I'm glad we have that.
Because that's what's needed in a love story. You want to see the people together.
When we started work on it, it was very evident from the material that we were working with that the love story and that would translate into obviously the chemistry when the two actors are acting together.
Right.
That would be the driving force, That would be the essence that would form the core of what drives the narrative forward because you have to buy into the love story and feel for them and their togetherness in order for you to be engaged by the conflict of the film.
True.
So it is definitely the driving force of the film.
Yeah.
And you know that when you at the outset.
For you also, you like completely entered the romantic heroes club with Lutera and then now Ram Leela this year. Like, is it by design or is it by inspiration?
I don't know, it's very ironic because Manish Sharma, who directed me in my first film and my second film, he knows me very well as an actor because, he saw me completely raw and then I've always been in touch with him and he's seen a little bit of an evolution, the little bit that has been there thus far. And even when we were doing Band Baja Barat, which was a romantic comedy, it was my first film, he said, the way you are, your disposition, the way you're wired, the kind of guy you are, you're actually cut out for action.
Yeah.
So it's so strange that you're making your debut in a rom-com and it's quite strange that I've only done romantic films thus far. even when as a consumer of films, I like action, thriller, drama, and romantic comedies and romance comes later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've enjoyed the characters that I've played. I've really enjoyed the intensity of Lutera. Really enjoyed the intensity of Ram Leela. I like such parts. I like intense characters.
Other tough one for both of you is like Sanjay Leela Bhansali, who's such a taskmaster and such a perfectionist. I believe like he can make people cry on the sets when he wants, and you almost did.
I did.
Yeah.
But I didn't cry. I mean, I didn't cry because of him. I cried because he put me in a situation where I felt completely helpless.
Current मार रहे हो आप तो ये सवाल के साथ.
You're having a great year, like you said, like you're into the 400 crore club, and like like you're one heroine who's made like your movies have made 400 crores in a year, and that's huge. And expectations must be high, or 500 crores.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's
500
cross
crores,
5, isn't it?
Yeah, so expectations are high.
Hey, what was that? Huh? Give me that last one also. No biggie.
No.
Record that's never going to be broken. It's no biggie.
No. It's what do I say? I mean, I think I'm told these figures. I'm told that you're doing so much. This film has done so much. You're worth so much. It really doesn't matter. I think what is important for me is that the appreciation that I get after a film releases. When people call me Veronica and call me Neenamma and call me Naina Talwar at the
That's
end,
the best feeling, man.
when when I walk on the streets and they forget the person that I am and they actually identify me with the characters that I've played on screen, there's really no better feeling than that feeling, So that for me is really important.
And the other tough one for both of you is like Sanjay Leela Bhansali, who's such a taskmaster and such a perfectionist. I believe like he can make people cry on the sets when he wants, and you almost did.
I did.
Yeah.
But I didn't cry. I mean, I didn't cry because of him. I cried because he put me in a situation where I felt completely helpless. My first few days of work, in fact, the first talkie scene that we were doing, he threw me into this 2-page monologue, which is one of the most important scenes in the film. It's the truce. It's called the truce meeting. I won't get into the details of that scene, but it's a very, very important part of the film, and we started with that, the second half where it gets really intense. 2 pages of dialogue that I'd never seen before. As it is, the language of this film was very new for me because I'm coming from Ye Jawani Hai Deewani, where it's very today, it's very spoken, the way we speak today. And then I'm thrown into this, which is a little more old world, a little
Rustic,
more
rustic. Prose.
Rustic is the right word.
More prose and poetry.
Yeah. And he set up my close-up,
Wow.
And that was it. I cried. I really cried. I felt helpless. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't remember my lines. But then it all happened. Like he also didn't give up. He put me in the spot and he didn't give up.
Yeah.
And so I took my time and it happened eventually.
And for you, similar?
No.
ये तो मेरे लिए बाएं हाथ का खेल है.
No, बाएं हाथ का खेल तो खैर नहीं है. But yeah, I felt right at home in Mr. Bhansali's world. I proudly proclaim that I was made for Bhansali's cinema.
Awesome.
It's just that pitching, that theatrical pitching, that operatic nature of performance, that flamboyance, that kind of intensity, that kind of bringing that kind of drama, song and dance. So him and I are really a match made in heaven.
Yeah. And you're sitting next to one of the most beautiful women.
Also a match made in heaven.
I believe that they are made for each other.
Cosmic connection.
Yeah, you and Sanjay.
Yeah, it's just destiny, man.
I believe that. How do you feel, Deepika, like when you perform and you give your best? A lot more is written in the media about you're working with your ex, you're working with your current, instead of the focus on your work.
I think those are things that are said before the release, and I'm glad that after the release, that's the thing that's not spoken about.
Yeah. You think it distracts you from your work? you know, the speculation
He's
in the
finding
media.
something very funny that you and I are not aware of.
You have very conveniently said ex, current मार रहे हो आप तो ये सवाल के साथ.
Oh.
Anyways, continue, move on.
You think stories like this distract from the main theme
Yeah,
of the
man,
movie,
it's
the
damn
focus?
irritating.
Yeah.
It's really irritating because I became an actor for a very simple reason. It just gives me great joy to be a performer.
You always said that.
Yeah, and I never got into this line of work for the money, and certainly not for the fame. And the fame brings you into the public limelight. Your personal space comes into the public domain, and that's a bit taxing. And it does not lie. It is not the reason I'm here. So when that starts taking precedence over the work, that's really not the kind
It's
of
not
situation.
fair
That's
either.
not the state of affairs that you want
True.
it to be.
I really don't think we're in a position to say, I mean, you said fair or not fair. I don't think we're in a position to say what is fair or not. I think we're in a position today where people are most welcome to speculate. You are in a profession today where everyone is going to speculate. You get that kind of love and appreciation,
public
and
profession.
people look up to you. People feel like they own you, and so they have every right to speculate. I just think we have the option to whether we want to,
Or not want to share.
yeah.
Yeah. You said that you shared the best on-screen kiss ever in Bollywood cinema.
For
Does that-
sure.
Yeah, you say that, you stick by that, stand by that.
So I've seen a lot of on-screen kisses in Hindi films, and I'm proud to say that ours is very good by the general standard also, but in my opinion, the
So
best.
cute. Ranveer, you're known as this guy with this great sense of humor and a complete prankster at all times.
You
huh?
have a great sense of humor.
Yeah. Yeah. And so who was your victim on the sets of Ramleela?
Nobody. I'm really serious when I get on a film set. I do not have the mental bandwidth to play pranks or have any fun. Unless we're shooting a fun scene, then we can have fun. But if you're shooting the dramatic portions of, let's say, a film like Ramleela, then there's no fun in games.
Yeah.
Mr. Bhansali will not have it on his set.
And your character is very edgy,
Feisty.
Feisty.
Spunky.
spunky.
Tikhi.
You said that in the
Sir
movie.
says tikhi.
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 Namkeen.
Namkeen. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Chicky.
You just looked at me like a dish just now. Wow.
Oh,
You.
I'm very hungry. It's 1
Omar.
o'clock at night.
God.
You just said you had
You know,
dinner.
you are the right audience for Ramleela, Omar. You are the right
Trust me, I am. You said that you shared the best on-screen kiss ever in Bollywood cinema.
For
Does that-
sure.
Yeah, you say that, you stick by that, stand by that.
It's in my personal opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been watching movies since I was a kid, Hindi movies since I was a kid. I started watching in the late 80s and throughout the 90s, all throughout the 2000s, and I've really seen the evolution of the on-screen kiss.
Yeah.
And from then
flowers.
till what it's become nowadays. And so I've seen a lot of on-screen kisses in Hindi films, and I'm proud to say that ours is very good. By the general standard also, but in my opinion, the best.
So cute. Yeah, you agree?
I think it would. I can't define. I can't define when he says it's the best on-screen kiss ever, because it's correct for the moment that we share in the film. Similarly, if I've kissed in another film in another moment, it's correct for that moment. But it has to be true to that moment. It doesn't matter whether
Absolutely.
it's the best or
Absolutely.
not. I mean,
That's
I
very
can't
well
define
analyzed,
that.
Yeah. Yeah. Finally, like I'm going to ask the two of you, there's a lot of pressure, like you said earlier in the interview, on couples, you know, when they're linked romantically, to perform on screen. There's a lot more expectation of them. And normally they don't live, mostly they don't live up to the expectation the first time round. So how do you hope to outlive that expectation from the audience?
I'm glad we don't have that. I'm glad we're not in that situation where we are are a couple and have to prove otherwise.
Yeah.
So good luck to those who are.
Yeah. You're single? You're single.
You love asking me this question.
I mean,
You asked
don't
me
know.
like 2 weeks ago.
2
How
weeks
could
ago.
it have changed since then?
Never know, yeah.
I would have told you, na.
Yeah, you would have. Yeah, anyway, to wrap the interview, I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions.
I hate rapid
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Listen, let's do this only if we get a hamper. Are you giving us a hamper? Are you taking us out
There,
to
there,
dinner?
there.
मुझे तो L.
2 patakas. Huh?
Some
This is what
patakas.
you've reduced us to, Omar.
I'll personally send a hamper to you. Yeah. When you notice Deepika, what's the first thing you notice?
Her eyes.
What's the first thing you notice
What's the
about
first thing you notice?
In you?
What's up with you?
I love Ranbir.
Your beauty.
Beauty. See?
Can't outdo my responses, Omar, please.
What do you notice first thing in Ranbir?
He looks all bhola. He's not.
I know, but
I am Bola.
See, just because he gives that smile.
look at that
Then,
deceiving smile.
yeah.
Yeah. What are the ingredients for love?
It's not a dish. What do you mean ingredients for love?
What is your thing with dishes and hunger and food? Yeah.
Of course, she's a
You
foodie,
just
she
made
must be posed
love
questions
sound like a
this.
dish. What are the
कुछ कह के
ingredients?
आपने. Yeah.
Love is not a dish. It's a feeling.
I agree with you.
Well said. Bah.
Very well said. Wow. And for you?
No, not well said.
No, very well said. Love is
I'm
a
on a
feeling,
roll,
and,
I'm on a
and
roll.
what kind of feeling that is,
Yeah.
really, there aren't any words to describe it. It's quite indescribable.
Yeah. Ranbir is best paired with?
Ranbir?
Ranbir.
Ranbir is best paired with
That was Freudian.
Arjun Kapoor.
Deepika is best paired with?
Me,
What makes Deepika angry?
incompetence.
And what makes Ranbir angry?
Incompetent.
Deepika's best performance?
Ram Leela.
And Ranbir's?
I haven't seen Ram Leela, so I'm not going to say Ram Leela. It would be tough between Lutera and Band Baja Barat.
One thing that Ranbir can't live without.
One thing that he can't live without. Like a material thing.
Material thing.
कौन है बे? A material thing that you can't live without. I don't think there's one material thing. He's not a materialistic person.
And what is one thing she can't
Wait,
live
is that
without?
right?
Yeah, you are absolutely
right.
Or is there a material thing? I don't
Then I
think.
can't live
No,
without
maybe
also, I
something
can
like a
live without
phone or
something.
like a pair of shoes or, you know.
No.
Yeah. And Deepika?
Like a thing? What is the one thing she can't live without? Again, she's not really materialistic, but I would say she's quite very much into a mobile phone.
Mobile. Yeah. What's your greatest desire?
I have many desires.
What's your greatest
What is my
desire?
greatest desire?
What's your greatest desire? To achieve
My
what?
greatest desire is to attain constant happiness.
God bless, yeah. And yours?
To be the best family man that I can possibly be.
Awesome. Guys, all the best for Ram Leela. It's looking exotic, and I'm sure you guys are as exotic as ever, as you are in real life. So, all the best. Looking forward to this one.
Thank you.
Thank you.